We are live here on SRL TV from Bluebet Stadium in Penrith for the final game of the regular season in the SRL Season 4. It's a clash between the Penrith Panthers and the Brisbane Broncos, where Panthers could possibly get into the finals if they win by 66 points. My name is Jack Carl, and in the commentary box, I'm joined by Will Kay. How are you, Kay?
I'm going great, thank you, Jack. Tonight we have a huge clash to decide who makes the finals or not. The Penrith Panthers unlikely to do so, but they could win by 66 points, and if they do so, they will, project themselves straight into the top four, knocking the Warriors out, and they will play finals footy for the first time in a long time indeed. It'll be an interesting match to see, and the Broncos, having not won a game this season, they'll be the team that the Panthers could potentially beat to do so.
Yeah, well, they certainly would be happy with the team that they've got in front of them. I think that they're going to put up a bit of a fight, Penrith Panthers, but I don't know if they'll get to 66 points. It's certainly quite the ask. The Broncos, on the other hand, you mentioned they haven't won a game all season. They're going to be fighting for a little bit of something. It's the skipper, Justin Play's final game as the captain of the Broncos. Do you think they can pull something out of the bag for the players?
I think it's very unlikely. The Broncos looking very weak in this season. This week Cody Mansell, the rookies, he's slotting into fullback. I'd like to see how he goes, but really I don't think there's any chance of a win here for the Broncos. I think I've pretty much ruled them out to win this game, and they'll definitely be collecting the spoon at the end of the season. I think it'll be disappointing for Justin Plays. He's a long-serving captain for the Broncos, and I think he'll be disappointed with his team's performance this year, considering that he really thought that he had a chance with this team, and they've put together a good team list. But yeah, it's just unfortunate for him, and I think he'll be looking forward to the rebuild next season.
I couldn't agree with you more. He's had an exceptional career, and I always remember my time with him from last season when he took the Broncos into the finals. Obviously, we got smashed in the first week, but it was still a good ride nonetheless. As the Penrith Panthers, they'll take their first chance in the Broncos half. They won't get too deep into the half, and a kick return. They'll need a good chase on that. Ash Crutcher will send it down to the wing of Tyler Weston. He steps one. I did mention the kick return. He's deadly Weston. But coming across is the fullback Nathan Fisher to make the tackle. Sam Herbin with takes on the line himself. I find it interesting, this move. Sam Herbin to 7. Obviously, they've put the rookie Cody Mansour at fullback. He looked decent in his last match. He made a few errors, but how do you perceive it?
Always a big shot put on there. I would say that Sam Herbin at halfback, especially at halfback, is a bit of a waste. He's such a skilled fullback. He's a premiership winning fullback, for God's sake, and putting them in the halves, I think it's a risky move, especially in that number 7 jersey. We see that a lot of the Sixers have a lot more to do in this game, and I think maybe moving Raymond to 7 and letting Herbin be more of a ball runner in 6 would be potentially better for the Broncos.
Well, I'm actually going to call you out on that, Kay. I think you'll find that the number 6 does more of the kicking and the game management, while the 7 runs the ball more often and scores more of the tries. So it'll be interesting to see as the first grubber kick. It looks pretty dangerous, and Jordan Ford cleans it up.
Yeah, very, very easy defense there from the Panthers. The Broncos not really kicking into any space, just kind of kicked it for the sake of it. Yeah, not much to be said about that.
Yeah, well, Penrith Panthers working it out from their own end. Luke Malchus with a barnstorming run, but Cody Mansell monsters him. The rookie driving him back. That was a great one-on-one tackle there. I was expecting Malchus to just run over the top of him, kind of like Sinclair did then to Farah. And he pushes himself up about 45 meters out. Mark Lee will send it off to Parche. Been a few drive back in the tackles here, that time by Spillane. Malchus now with another run. He bumps off another. He's looking good in this set, Malchus. Getting his hands all over the ball. Mark Lee at dummy half. He'll send it off to Isaac Edwards back in the halves. He was back in the halves last week. An 18-0 win. He's definitely been better there. Luka Moscow not able to go anywhere. What are your thoughts on the first few minutes of this game, Wilco?
Yeah, there's not much pizzazz from either team really so far. The Broncos looking a little bit weaker, as I say that. Jason Farah muscling his way through the line. I think we'll just have to wait and see. I think it'll probably be one of the wingers from either side off a kick return to really, I guess, crush this game open.
Yeah, I think I agree with that. I mean, both teams in a bit of a grind at the moment. And I think that it's just the kicking game that'll split them at the moment. And if you don't get on that chase, we know how dangerous wingers can be. It'll be the last tackle. Broncos playing it almost at the 20-meter line. And that is a poor error from Levi Raymond. And I'm not sure who else was in front of him. But that's just poor communication there. And the Penrith Panthers will march up the field.
We have Ash Crutcher now getting a good bit of meters for his team off that kick. It'll be an interesting start to this set, hopefully getting some points as they have some prime field position here.
They do. As Malchus, another run. He's been busy so far in the opening of this matchup. Mark Lee will send it off to Lachlan Sinclair. He's been busy as well. The prop forwards making tons of meters against this shaky Broncos defense. They'll want to hold them out here, Penrith. As Lachlan Martin, the skipper, he calls for the ball himself. And he takes himself around. A few settlers. They're not throwing too much at the Broncos line at the moment. Short ball there from Ash Crutcher. Sorry, Isaac Edwards, that is. On to Lachlan Sinclair. Goes to Edwards again. He just takes the line on himself and he's in.
And with a great big swan dive, he's in for a try. That is an excellent play from Isaac Edwards.
Yeah, well, he was moved out into the centres by the skipper Lachlan Martin, but he seemed to have found his home back in the halves in the past 2 weeks. He played a big part in their role, beating the Warriors last week, and now he's scored himself a try, the first try of this match. But I'm not sure about their score rate. They might need to pace it up a bit. 6 points in 10 minutes. Not really on track for 66.
No, they really are not. They'll need to score more than a point a minute for the remainder of the match. It'll be an interesting one to see. I don't think they'll do it at the current rate. But, you know, maybe Isaac Edwards can just jettison some more points for his team.
A kick return try from Isaac Edwards.
Yep, absolutely.
Off the
man they call
kickoff.
the Wombat. Yep, absolutely.
That would be quite the thing to see. As Levi Raymond will get ready to kick us off again. They're down 6-0. This is a position that they're quite familiar with, the Broncos. Goes down straight to the guts of Nathan Fisher. He sends it off to his big man in Luke Malchus, who's put on his back by the Broncos defense. This is a vital set after points for the Penrith Panthers. They don't want to make any errors. As we see quite often in the SRL, this is where you can win or lose matches. As Fisher takes the line on himself. I thought he had a bit more space to work with there, but Spillane hanging onto his back. And Crutcher will send it off to Pache, a lock forward today. Playing in the props for most of the season. I'm not quite sure when he switched to 13, but he's looked relatively good tonight. Marcus will play the ball 45 meters out from the Broncos line. Isaac Edwards sends it down to Tyler Weston. He'll take on the center again. And that's Brody Kennedy. Breaks away from one and is taken down. Plays will send it off to Bailey Wilson. And Jordan Ford, the Broncos, that kick return will give them a chance to maybe put up an attacking kick. Sam Urban will go to Alex Chapman. Rumored to be heading to another club next season. Alex Chapman, as for a lot of the Broncos team. Tyler Weston offloads it to Sam Urban. Looking dangerous so far in this set, the Broncos. And Alex Chapman takes the line on again. Mark Lee, Knights bound vice skipper. Levi Raymond sends it up. It's a decent kick. It's a bomb. Brody Kennedy under it. Brody Kennedy takes it with ease.
Yeah, Brody Kennedy playing in the centres today. Yeah, I think it's a little bit of a waste for a man of his talents not playing in the fullback position. Obviously, that man, Nathan Fisher, doing a pretty good job in the fullback position. But yeah, I just don't see... Oh, as I say that, Brody Kennedy making a big line break.
Yeah, look, I think the Fisher-Kennedy thing is... It's an interesting debate, but I think it's actually working for them. I think Fisher playing one is he's been great since he's gone there, and um, the halves can't be replaced. So I don't think there's any space for the Brody Kennedy in the team. I think that is the big issue for the Penrith Panthers.
Yeah, but it's hard to say about Brady Kennedy. Like, you need to line them up side by side and see how good they are. Nathan Fisher has had a crack in that, like, cracking games in that number one position. But in reality, Brody Kennedy, for the longest time, was Penrith Panthers' best player and one of the best fullbacks in the league. Just moving him to centre just seems a bit, I don't know, questionable at times.
Yeah, well, you could be right there, Kay. I'm not going to give a final judgment there. I think we'll just leave it at that. So Broncos are going to go for a 40-20. Levi Raymond, it looks pretty decent. Not going to have the bounce. And Nathan Fisher will take that one up. He's driven back in the tackle. The Broncos, they're putting up a bit of a fight at the moment. I would have expected Penrith to maybe have a bit more urgency, trying to score some more points, but it's only 6-0, almost a quarter of the game gone. As Isaac Edwards will take the line on again. He's done that a few times tonight. Luckily, down the short side, Lachlan Martin, Marshall Edwards, the other Edwards brother. He has looked dangerous throughout this season. Do you think he's any chance of Rookie of the Year?
Marshall Edwards, he's been very, very good for the Panthers. I think, he's had a decent season so far, but I think there's a couple players in front of him. Obviously, there's a debate whether uh, Malachi Booth is actually a rookie or not, but I think Blake Harris is the favourite so far to be picked in the Rookie of the Year. Marshall Edwards scoring 2 tries this season. He'd be a toe in, but I guess we'll see how he goes tonight, really.
Yeah, I think I agree with you there. I think Blake Harris will probably win it. I think he's had an amazing season for the Parramatta Eels. He's really been their main shining light. And I know there's a few clubs that have chased him. Some spoilers, some inside news that the Broncos were chasing him. The Rabbitohs also chased him at one point, and he ended up sticking with the Eels. Do you rate that decision?
Yeah, I think that staying with these is a good idea. I guess we'll just have to wait to see. The Eels, they'll need to go through a bit of rebuilding in the next season if they want to be a chance for the premiership, and I think the salary cap will be a good step in that direction for them.
Couldn't agree with you more there. As the Panthers again in the Broncos half. Brody Kennedy, the man we were just talking about doing nothing. That's his second line break now. Michael Lee sends it off to Isaac Edwards. We've got a Crutcher. Crutcher's in a big gap. The ankle tap from Spillane. It's a try saver. The Panthers, they have a chance here. They sent it to Edwards. He's going to push his way over. Has he got a double? I don't know. I think he's put on his back. And it's a handover.
Isaac Edwards looking very dangerous there, trying to go in for his second try of the game and the season. Not quite getting there. But he looked very confident for a minute before the Broncos realised, we actually need to put him on his back here.
Yeah, he did look dangerous, and he almost pushed his way over. Great defense from the Broncos, and they're going to need some more of that tonight as play to Cody Mansour. It looks dangerous. Almost a hint of an interception chance there for Tim Ball, but he's unable to do it, and a poor kick from Levi Raymond, and the Panthers will be straight back on the attack.
The Panthers in some great field position here. I don't think they'll get their 66 points the way they're going, but they'll definitely get up there if they continue this pressure.
Yeah, well, so the Penrith Panthers finished 5th in Season 1 and Season 2. If they win tonight, they finish 5th yet again. It's quite the trend for the Panthers, finishing 5th. They're almost attracted to it.
Yeah, it will be an interesting one for sure. Obviously, the Rabbitohs going down by a sizable number last week. Not last week, in the first game, rather, sorry. As we have Edwards bringing a kick here.
It's a great pick up there from the outgoing skipper, Justin Plays. He puts a little step on as well. And they'll send it off to Bo Sadler now. The Broncos, they have put up a pretty good fight tonight so far. They've had some decently looking moments, and I think they've been good defensively. What do you think they need to do to get their first points on the board?
They just need to run it through the middle with their forwards. They've got a good forward pack. A little bit of a weird lineup tonight, especially with Creed Alex Chapman playing in the second row. It's an interesting one, but yeah, I think they need to run it through their forward pack, get those meters, and just keep on applying the pressure. Levi Raymond does that well. I mean, does a shocking kick, and that's how they'll come up with points.
That's Levi Raymond's second shocking kick of this match. He's kind of just inviting Penrith to score. It's poor kicking there from Raymond, and he'll want to clean that one up pretty quickly. So Lachlan Martin will take the carry on the third tackle. Mark Lee will send it off to Isaac Edwards. It goes to Nathan Fisher, trying to take the line on. I was expecting a bit of a step there, but nothing comes of it. The Panthers are going to enter the red zone of the Broncos now on the last play. Lachlan Martin plays the ball about 17 meters out. Isaac Edwards again. He puts a bomb up. It's pretty decent. Chase is coming through. Cody Mansell takes that, though, and they'll get a 7-tackle set.
Very good take there from the rookie fullback, and he's taken a whole bunch of pressure off his team.
He certainly has, and they'll get a full set to work with, although that play certainly doesn't help. They're starting their set, where they could be starting it a bit further up. Bo Sadler being driven back. Plays, though. He'll take the team on his back. Takes it up 10 meters, and that is a knock-on. No, it's not. I could have sworn that was a knock-on there from Creed Alex Chapman. Not quite sure what happened there. Sadler straight up the middle, and an error. Penrith Panthers now, they'll again start their set close to the Broncos' half. It's a consistent pattern of this game. They'll be disappointed they haven't scored more points so far. As the skipper, Lachlan Martin, takes another carry. He'd be getting close to half a dozen carries for the night, Lachlan Martin. Fisher plays the ball. He was pretty monster in that tackle. Tim Ball knocks off one. Gets the offload to Mark Lee as well. He probably should have held the ball. Fisher now into dummy half with Mark Lee playing it. Sorry for cutting you off there, Will Kay. And Isaac Edwards sends it up, and that'll be an easy take for Mansell.
Yeah, a bit of a weird kick there. Don't know why they went so deep. They should have put it a little bit more shallow, put some pressure on Cody Mansell, but he's just been getting some really easy takes, and they'll build up the young man's confidence really easily.
Yeah, well, and I tell you what, he hasn't been too bad tonight. He's looked all right back there at fullback. He's taken his catches when he's needed to, and overall he's looked relatively okay. He'll benefit from that, and another error from the Broncos, just inviting Penrith back into their half again.
Yeah, the Broncos very lucky to not be already 30+ down. The Panthers just not being able to quite complete their sets as they want to. And yeah, the Broncos, it's all luck really. Like, their defense has been all right, but I think it's really the Panthers, I guess, lack of completion that's kept them out.
Yeah, well, Penrith, they've certainly had enough opportunities to be on pace for that 66, but having only scored 6 points in 32 minutes, it's not looking good for them. A tap back. Nathan Fisher's going to go in, and that'll help. I don't think it's going to be enough, but Nathan Fisher, he scores a try.
And there we go. The Penrith Panthers come up with more points through Nathan Fisher. I was questioning his ability at well, rather not his ability at fullback, but the pick of not Brody Kennedy at fullback, and he's done a good job there.
Nathan Fisher, that is his 7th career try for the SRL. He scored 1 in Season 1, 2 in Season 2, and he scored 4 in Season 4. He's almost doubled his tally from the first 3 seasons. Sorry, over doubled his tally from the first 3 seasons. He's been very good this season, hasn't he?
He has been very good. He's probably been one of the best players for the Broncos. Obviously, Lachlan Martin rebuilding the team list. I think it was round 2 or 3. And he did a big switch up, and it worked, and they won their first game of the season, and they've kept with it since then, and it's been really, really good for the Penrith side.
Yeah, well, correct me if I'm wrong, but they've won 2 out of their last 3 games, and this would be 3 out of their last 4. That's a pretty good end to the season. I'm sure Lachlan Martin will be very upset that he didn't go with that team from the start. I mean, they probably would be almost a certainty of finals if they had gone with that team list from the start.
Yeah, I don't know about that. They've definitely had a hard draw um, that they've had to face up against. It'd be a tough one to call that, but I think with some of the signings that they have incoming, such as Ken Chapman Kenny going to the Penrith Panthers, it will be a big change, a big motivator for the team, and hopefully they can make finals next season.
Yeah, well, their roster is shaping up pretty well. Ash Crutcher, oh, he's trying a penalty. I was wondering what he's done, but he's just had a little glance and saw a player offside and thrown it back into him. That's smart thinking from Ash Crutcher.
Yeah, that was a good, smart play from the half. That's exactly what you like to see from Ash Crutcher in his element tonight.
Ollie Pache taking it up past the 30-meter line. And they'll do a little inside-outside play with very little success. As Brody Kennedy takes the line on. Not doing too much in this set, Penrith. Just struggling to make too many meters. Isaac Edwards, long ball out to Fisher. Again, it looks dangerous, but Broncos defense is there. Levi Raymond makes the tackle. Tim Ball, he drives himself up, legs pumping. It's 10 meters out now. Just over. Isaac Edwards grab a kick, and it's cleaned up by Herban. Not quite the set from the Penrith Panthers that they wanted.
Yeah, that'll be a bit disappointing there from the Penrith Panthers, looking to put some more points on the board. Yeah, I don't think they'll be pursuing that 66 points too easily, considering they'll need to score 56 in the next 43 minutes in their second half and the rest of this half. It'd be interesting. Sorry, 56 points rather. I think did I say that? As we have Simon Hunt now with a run, Penrith Panthers will be hard pressed.
Yeah, well, we've seen some crazy things happen in the SRL, but I think that's just a touch too crazy. As Nathan Fisher steps one, he'll drive Cody Mansour. No, Mansour will drive him over the sideline. That's big for the Broncos.
Yeah, Cody Mansour, realizing that Nathan Fisher was trying to push in the tackle, kind of just switched his gears and put it in reverse to really drag him over the touchline. It was a smart play from the rookie fullback.
It certainly was, and the Broncos, with not too long to go till halftime, they'll have an opportunity to score a try. If they can get one quickly, it'll certainly hinder the Penrith Panthers' ability to score points in the second half. I mean, that'd go up to 62 then, and I'm sure that they wouldn't want that.
Just Moscow now taking a run.
It's Levi Raymond will send it out to Simon Hunt. Gets monstered by, is that Ollie Pache? As Raymond sent it to Splain, they're just getting driven back, the Broncos. Just a bit weak at the moment. Jason Farrell will take a run himself. He doesn't get driven back. The big blue-haired freak. It'll be the last tackle. This will be their last play of the match. It's the half, you'd say, for the Broncos. So Raymond puts the bomb up. They're going to try to go for the tap back. But Marshall Edwards is too good, and he just cleans it up that easily.
So we have Martin now taking that. It was a bit disappointing in the set there for the Broncos. We're at to go to half-time with Penrith Panther in a 10-0 lead. Yeah, I don't know how the Broncos will be feeling about this first half.
Yes, I don't know either. The Penrith Panthers lead 10-0 at the break. We'll see you all in the second half on SRL TV. Between the Penrith Panthers and the Brisbane Broncos on SRL TV. We're in the second half now. Okay, what were your thoughts on the first?
Yeah, the Broncos looking very weak there in that first half. I think the Penrith Panthers looking to get 56 points in this second half. They'll be hard pressed to do so if they continue that, but definitely the better side throughout.
Yeah, they definitely have been the better side so far in this match, and yeah, I don't think it's going to be possible for Penrith to score 56 points in this half. If you had told me they needed to score 56 points at the start of the game, I would say that that's an ask. It's Black Curtin, good run there. Um, yeah, no, I don't see Penrith making the finals. I think we've got a lock on the top four.
If we do, and that will be not in any particular order, the Raiders, the Seagulls, the Warriors, and the Cowboys. It'll be a good final series. All teams, I believe, having been in final series before. So we'll see how we go.
Yeah. It'll be an absolute cracker of a match. I think the Warriors and the Cowboys will play in week one, and the Raiders and Manly will play in the other game. It'll be certainly quite the match, as the kick will go down to the wing of Tyler Weston. Apologies again. We've just had a bird come and hit. Apologies for that. We've just had some technical difficulties, but Quandale Dingle will play it on the second last play for the Broncos. 40-20 attempt from Raymond. It doesn't do much, and Nathan Fisher will gather it relatively easily. Levi Raymond, okay, he's had an interesting night. Have you heard anything about what's happening with Raymond next season?
I'm not too sure what's happening with Levi Raymond next season. It'll be interesting to see as we look at the Broncos and the team list that's been released, and he is yet to be re-signed if he's going to do so. It'll be interesting to see. I don't see him staying there, and I'll be interested. Well, no, I said it a lot already, but it'll be good to see where he ends up.
Yeah, it certainly will. I think the Knights could be a good chance, to be honest. I think Newcastle, the new club in the SRL, and they're going to need some good signings. I think Levi Raymond could be one of them, and I certainly would rate it as
Oh.
that man gathers the tap back. There was no one in position.
Nathan Fisher having to do a very good effort of actually getting there. He was a little bit asleep as Raymond collected that ball, but he absolutely busted his chops to get there and stop the man from running 100 meters.
Yeah, well, we see that quite often when the fullback isn't in position there. They go and run 100 meters to score a try. That time, he's able to reel Levi Raymond in. It's the Broncos. What a pass that was. A little bouncer to Samuel Lillard. And that'll be the last play there for the Broncos. Raymond's in position again. He does the kick. It's much better than his previous ones. And Robbie Elms will gather it back. And a good play there from, I think that's Mark Iron.
We have Relentless now taking on... Oh, and he's driven back in that tackle. Yeah, the forward pack for the Panthers so far in this match doing a really good job of getting them the meters that they need.
Yeah, they certainly have. Relentless, the little fellow, he's also without a club, I believe, for next season. And it'll be, again, interesting to see where he goes. There's a lot of question marks around the transfer window. That's a poor kick there from Isaac Edwards. That's not what the Penrith Panthers needed, and Broncos will be straight back on the attack. Can they have a little comeback? Maybe. Quandale Dingle, a held in tackle. They're going to go for the two? No. We see that quite often. They go for the two there when they're various points down. But not that time. They'll push on.
Yeah, happy with that decision there from the Broncos, not channeling their inner Greg Inglis and making a silly decision when they're down by so much. They'll be in good position here to grab some points and hopefully get themselves back in this game.
Yeah, well, they've got the chance here. It would only be for the difference if they can score a converted try. Alex Chapman pushing his way over. He's put on his back, I think. I'm not sure why we're sending this upstairs. Maybe the ref didn't have a good view of it. But yeah, I'm pretty certain that is not down. Yeah, and the red lights appear. So no try, but the Broncos, they've got a few more plays to work with now. Go to Cody Mansour, the rookie, onto Lillard. Pushes his way up about 5 meters away from the line. Cody Mansour again touching the ball. This time he's driven back by the skipper of the other team, Lachlan Martin. Alex Chapman, he tries to push his way over again on his back. The Broncos, they're looking pretty one-dimensional here. Levi Raymond with a grubber kick. It bounces for Dingle. Dingle pushes his way over the line. Is he going to get it down? I don't think he did. It's a handover.
Well, there you go. Very close there from the Broncos. The Penrith defense just holding on and showing why they're the better team so far in this game. They'll be wanting to see more of that in this second half, the Bronx, if they want to get back in the game.
They certainly will, as Lachlan Martin takes a good run about 30 meters to help his team up the field. It's only the second play now, and they're already into the Broncos half. Mark Lee goes to hooker, and he sends it off to the skipper for another run in the set. Off to Malchus. Not much happens there with the big man. And the big man takes a run, and so does the little man, Cameron Relentless. That'll be the last play, just past the 30-meter line. Ash Crutcher puts the kick in, down to Luka Moscow, and goes nowhere. Penrith, they don't look like they're too much of an attacking threat in this game. I mean, they've only scored 10 points against arguably the worst team in the competition. Probably not what they want. As Samuel Lillard takes it up. And the Broncos, they're struggling to make meters again. We saw Penrith Panthers, they made like 60 meters in a set. Broncos struggling to make 50. They'll go for the early kick. No, they won't. It looked like they were setting up for it. Instead, they just dump it out the back for Coda Diab, and a penalty. A held and tackle penalty on the last play. That is absolutely criminal. And Raymond will send it upfield. The Broncos, they'll have another chance to put some points on the board. They'll need to be a bit more... Oh, no, that is poor. That is poor. That is poor. That is poor. Penrith, they get an absolute lifeline thrown for them there as the Broncos make an error off the tap, throwing the ball forward.
No question about it. That summarises how Brisbane are going in this game. Very disappointing from the side, especially with their skipper on the outwards. It'd be very disappointing in this team tonight. And, yeah, there's not much to be said positively.
Yeah, I think he'll be disappointed in his team for the season, to be honest. Justin plays. I mean, obviously they haven't won a game all season. It's not looking much better tonight. And Penrith with another chance to put some points on the board. They're obviously not going to score that 66 margin, but they might be able to just make their for and against look a little bit better for when they look back at it in the off-season review. Bo Sadler playing dummy half now. He started in the forward pack early on. He's been swapped into hooker as he sends it off to Levi Raymond, to Mark Iron. Puts a little step on Mark Iron, and he'll drive his way just prior to the halfway line. It's Moscow. There's an inside-outside play here. Sam Herbin into space. It's almost like he's back at the fullback position. Pushes his way forward. I actually think Herbin is back at fullback now that I look at it. That's interesting. That looks like a change that they've done. Yeah, they have swapped Mansour and Herbin. And Marshall Edwards into space. He's too quick for that. Shut the gate. He's past the 30, past the 20, past the 10, and Penrith are going to take a 14-0 lead with a kick to come.
That is a great play there from Marshall Edwards. No one was going to catch that man when he's on the trot. That's his third try for the season, and he's had a great one in his his debut season, I guess. And yeah, it's just, there was no chance. No one could keep up with him. The closest player was Creed Alex Chapman.
Yeah, well, the Broncos, they'll be disheartened by that. I mean, it was a decent kick from Cody Mansour, but just not the kick chase that they wanted. And Penrith, they'll take it even further, the distance. I mean, we're not looking at 66 numbers, but we're looking at a possible thrashing if they can put some more points on the board. And Mark Lee will convert it to make it 16 points to 0. Levi Raymond will kick off. The Broncos, they haven't been good tonight. They really want to end this game solid. Do it for plays, they'll be saying. Do it for plays. And Levi Raymond kicks off. Go down to Ash Crutcher, the halfback for the Penrith Panthers. Luke Malkus pushed his way forward. Isaac Edwards, he'll send it off to Lachlan Martin. Tim Ball back for Fisher. That was an interesting looking play. Probably not what they wanted there, but Fisher makes a little bit of work of it. It's past one. Makes a few extra meters. Isaac Edwards, he'll send it out to his brother Marshall Edwards. This time the defense is onto him. They don't want to give him too much space. They just saw firsthand how dangerous he can be. Malkus, he's been busy tonight. I'd like to see his run meters. He looked very dangerous. It's Isaac Edwards and an offside penalty. Kicks it into his own player. That's poor, isn't it, Kay?
Yeah, the Panthers will be very disappointed with that. Isaac Edwards having a good start to that game, scoring the first try, and now he's made a critical error that will invite the Broncos into the line.
Yeah, I agree. And Alex Chapman will take it past the 30-meter line. Bo Sadler onto Cody Mansour. Play it out to plays. Sadler to Spillane. Spillane will take it past 10 meters. The Broncos in some good attacking position here. Mansour, the rookie, out to Herbin, the fullback now. I think that's a good switch they've done at halftime. Maybe trying to switch it up a bit after seeing it not work in the first half. Alex Chapman pushes his way past 10-meter line. He's taken down by Mark Lee and another defender. Jason Farah makes a meal of it on the last play, and Penrith will survive.
We have, the Broncos just failing to complete their. They're pretty much locked out of the game now. The Penrith Panthers in those last 20 minutes, they'll need to score 50 points if they want to play finals football, which is impossible, I think, is the word that I'm looking for. The Broncos just been disappointing tonight, really.
They have been indeed. And so have Penrith, to be honest. I think that they have a lot more. They had a lot more chances to score in this game. They had a lot more chances to try to put some pressure on the Warriors, but they just really haven't been able to. The kick goes down to Tyler Weston. And Weston into space. Nathan Fisher needs to make the tackle. And they're able to drag him in. Tyler Weston, he looked dangerous there. Cody Manson will play it just past halfway. The Broncos, they've had their fair share of opportunities as well in this game. Spillane offloads to Sadler. Sadler into space. Fisher needs to make the tackle. He does. The Broncos, third tackle now. They've got 3 plays to work with. Levi Raymond, he'll burn one of those plays with a nothing run. And Sadler will send it off to Mansour. Herbin to Weston. And that'll be the last play there for the Broncos. The kick needs to come. Want to see a grubber kick. They choose a bomb instead. They'll get the ball, and Sadler. Oh, I think he's dropped it.
Not too sure about here. Bo Sadler coming off the bench was an interesting choice. We'll go upstairs to see. It's a good kick there. Oh, they're just looking at the kick. And it's a no.
It's a no try.
He's obviously offside for the kick. I think that's what the video referee was ruling. That's an interesting call indeed. Oh,
Blaine, he looks in some real pain there, clutching at his ankle, what it looks like. That does not look good for Jack Spillane. Oh, wow. Kay, I'm going to send you down to the sideline so you can ask some of the Broncos medical staff how Spillane is doing. And we'll hear back from you in a few minutes.
Alrighty, I'll see you in a few.
Ash Crutcher will put the kick in. He'll get a few meters off that, 20 meters or so. The Panthers, they've got another chance in the Broncos half, but I don't know if much will eventuate from it as we enter final 15 minutes of this match. Isaac Edwards will send it to Fisher. Fisher breaks away from one, gets the offload as well. That's a pretty good run. Ash Crutcher. He almost gets past Sam Herbin. That's an absolute try-saving tackle. He looks dangerous there, Crutcher. Send it off to Brody Kennedy. Playing in the centers. He came infield for that one. Mark Lee to Ash Crutcher. He wants to try Crutcher. He's looked very involved in this set. Mark Lee. I'll throw it to Martin, but well read there from the rookie Cody Mansour. This will be the final play. Isaac Edwards puts a grubber kick in. It looks good. Lachlan Sinclair scores. And the Penrith Panthers, they'll extend their lead to 20 points. Just a little grubber kick from the Panthers. Isaac Edwards, great job. He gets a try assist, and Sinclair scores. They'll have a chance to convert it. Now, Will Kay, you just came back into the box. Have you heard anything on Jack Spillane?
Yeah, I've just been having a talk with the doctor. Jackson Spillane, not looking good for him. It looks as if it's a metatarsal fracture, which is in his foot. They've got ice on it at the moment. It hasn't got, it's a fracture for your foot, so he's not going to be able to walk on it for a little bit. And I guess more will come from that camp in the coming weeks. Obviously not playing next week, so he'll have plenty of time to recover.
Yeah, well, off-season coming up, so he'll take some time off during the off-season, and he'll nurse that back to health, and I'm sure he'll be back next season for a great season. Penrith Panthers now, they're 22-0. They're about a third of the way to their target, a third exactly, in fact. And they got 13 minutes left. Kay, are they scoring 66 points?
Oh, absolutely. They've only got 44 points to go and 13 minutes left. I think they can... No, there's no chance that this Panthers side gets there, and I think Lachlan Martin will be disappointed that they don't get into finals football, but we're happy with his team's performance overall.
I think Lachlan Martin will be pretty disappointed about his team's performance tonight in particular. I think that they could be, even if they didn't get to 66, I think they could be around 40 at the moment. They've certainly had the opportunities too. I think a positive he'll take out of it is the defense. The Broncos have been on their line a lot, and they've held them to the donut. So that's a positive to look at. But overall, I think the Penrith Panthers could have done a lot better tonight. And it'll be interesting to see how Lachlan Martin responds in the coming days. Delaney will send it down to Tyler Weston. As we enter the final 10 minutes of the match soon. The Broncos, they're going to look for something, maybe even just a consolation try if they can. Maybe send a bomb out Justin Play's way. Get himself a try in his final game as skipper. As Farah takes it up past halfway. Goes Sadler into dummy half. We'll send it to Quandale Dingle. He'll take it past the red 40-meter line. Sadler to Raymond. Raymond on to Herban. Out to Mansour. They did a little spine connection there. Sadler to Raymond. Raymond to Herban. Herban to Mansour. Alex Chapman again with the kicking duties. His bomb was pretty good before, so they've given it to him again. Robbie Elm's going nowhere.
Yeah, that was not much of a play at the end as Nathan Fisher now through the line. The Penrith Panthers, they've been all sorts of dangerous tonight. The Broncos really juxtaposition to that, just not looking to complete, apart from maybe a couple sets, and try and score points. It's been a bit disappointing from Brisbane tonight, and I think they'll really need the time off in the off-season to fix that, and through the rebuild, they have potential to do so.
I agree with you there, as Kennedy will play the ball on the last. Mark Lee into dummy half. Isaac Edwards puts the kick in. It's the last game in these colours for a lot of players on both sides. And they'll want to finish the game strongly. As Mansour put it off to Jordan Ford. Pushed his way up to the 20-meter line. Broncos, this has been a familiar position for them, working it out of their own end. There's Bailey Wilson with his own line break. It's one of the players from the Broncos that have been confirmed to be re-signed for next season. And he gets another run there, Bailey Wilson. Off the offload from Jason Farah. Sadler will send it to Dingle. push his way up just past the 50-meter line. Great Alex Chapman puts the kick in. Down to Marshall Edwards. He's looked dangerous. He's unable to do it on that play as Justin Plays wraps him up. I think the emotions are going to start coming over Plays right now as we enter the final few minutes of this game. Maybe some tears at the end of the match. Marshall Edwards into space. He beats Herban. Plays is able to wrap him up again. Anthony Delaney to Isaac Edwards. He'll send it to Kennedy. He looks for some space. He's unable to find any. Mark Lee will send it to Edwards to Sinclair. They'll push into the red zone, the Panthers. They're looking for another try. It'll go to Malchus, who just takes the line on the final. I'm not sure that Mark Lee knew it was the final play. Why'd he give it to Malchus?
That's an interesting play there. Maybe Malchus thinking that he could just barge over the line. We've seen him do it before, and he's a great forward for the Penrith Panthers. I think he'll be disappointed there. But you know what? It's still a solid last tackle play. The Penrith in no need to get any more points on the board. They're not going to make the 66, so just playing it safe like that, that's fine.
Yeah, well, that is certainly one way to look at it. And the Broncos, they were stuck in their own end. They've done pretty well on this set. That's 60 meters from it. As Raymond sent it to Herban. Herban with a step. He'll make a good few meters from that too, but Nathan Fisher, he's back there to wrap him up. Final 3 minutes. Raymond grab a kick. It bounces off a Penrith Panthers player, and Brody Kennedy cleans it up. Why is he so far infield? Where is he playing? Is he playing prop?
I don't know why he's so far infield. He's not returning to that edge. It's an interesting call there from Brody Kennedy.
I'm thinking he's playing it prop there from Brody Kennedy. Because we've got Anthony Delaney's out on that left edge for the Panthers. The skipper's put Brody Kennedy back on it prop.
And that is... Oh, no, it's not going to go out on the full. That's got a
Crutcher,
good bounce, actually.
That's a 40-20. That's a beautiful kick there from Ash Crutcher. He's had a few attempts at it in this game. And that is the first successful one. And the Panthers, they've got a chance to put one more try on the board. And they knock it on.
Really winding the clock back to the round 1 or maybe even season 3 Panthers there, just looking it on when they could win the game potentially. Yeah, that would be disappointing there from the Panthers. Looking to really get rid of those sort of errors next season and hopefully get a finals campaign.
Yeah, they certainly will be. It's Bailey Wilson. Take it up for second last play of the match. And Bo Sadler will just run out of dummy half. He's done. He wants this game to end. That'll be it. The Penrith Panthers beat the Brisbane Broncos 22 points to 0. They needed 66 points. They were unable to get that. But they're still able to embarrass the Broncos a little bit. They go 0-8, the Broncos, for the season. And, 0-7. And that's a disappointing end for them.
Indeed it is. We have the Penrith Panthers. Looking at some of the stats here, you know, it was really great stuff from the Panthers. The Brisbane Broncos really, really lackluster. We got 191 meters each from the wingers, which is a huge effort. Yeah. Anything you want to say, Jack?
I'll just mention that Fisher was playing fullback.
Oh, sorry. Yeah.
Yeah. Not too many great meters from the Broncos. I mean, great Alex Chapman had a pretty good game. Bailey Wilson, he was impressive, although he did play that game at hooker. He did have a few good runs. The Broncos stats, I mean, look at the error count. I mean, Bo Sadler alone made 3. Jack Spillane made 1. Even the skipper Plays made 1. I just think the Broncos were like in another age division tonight.
Yeah, got to agree with that one. There wasn't much to be said about the Broncos. They were quite poor. Only making 3 errors in the whole game. It didn't... Oh, no, so that's the Panthers making 3 errors. I'd like to see how many errors the Broncos made. It was very disappointing stuff from them. There we go. We have 5 errors for the match. Bo Stella making 3 of them. It was just really poor stuff from the Broncos. There was not much to be said about that.
Yeah, well, I think that just about wraps us up for tonight. Make sure to stick around next week for the finals of the SRL. It's going to be an absolute cracker with the Warriors taking on the Cowboys and the Raiders taking on Manly. I've been Jack Carl, and I'll see you all later.